Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Backlash review. As we're going to be talking about reviewing over the matches that happened tonight on Backlash, which I gotta say was surprisingly pretty good to me. I like to say. I'm your host, J.K. Randle, with my co-host, Michael Randle, and
Yes,
welcome to the CWR podcast.
right. And this is our very first episode of CWR podcast. And this episode is brought to you by Blackbird, the Bantu Queen, with her new album out, Bantu Queen. It's on your stores and on your online music platforms right now. So give her some likes and buy her album, buy some of the singles. All right, brother, son, JK, what did you think of the first match? Well, first of all, what did you think about the pre-show overall?
I mean, just seeing people talk about matches and stuff, pretty much.
That's pretty much
That,
it.
that, that I knew who was going to win, stuff like that one match, but can I just say for a disclaimer, this is a first episode. We did some pre-recordings before. We did some pre-recordings. And, actually, there was a wager saying that someone also said they were the greatest predictor ever and could
All right. Well, I did beat you on the last pay-per-view.
take over. Yeah, I never.
I did beat you on takeover.
And I did got a win at Backlash.
So this is a game breaker here, but I will tell you this: the quality of the show was kind of up and down for me, and I will talk about it at the end when we give it a grade. It was kind of up and down. But let's go ahead with my boy, Apollo Crews, defending his United States title against Andrade Cien Almost. I'm going to say his whole name, Andrade Cien Almost. With the lovely Selena Vega.
And Angel Garza and Kevin Owens involved like that.
Well, you say Angela Garza, man.
So Angel Garza.
Yeah, whatever.
Either way, I mean, there was nothing. There's nothing for me to say. I mean, I knew Apollo Crews gonna win. Really, to be honest, I don't even think Andrade should even get the shot for the title. Honestly, but I mean, either way, Cruz still the United States champion. I'd rather see younger superstars get an opportunity like Angel Garza. So I really don't have nothing to say for this match. Really,
The match was what it was. It's actually a really good match. Um, I mean, that twist and power bomb is a sight to see by Apollo. Great interference spots at the toward the end. I think this will lead into a bigger feud later on between Apollo against and Kevin Owens, which will be a really good feud. I think Apollo would come on top in that one also. So we'll have that to remain. I think Angel Garza and Andrade is going to kind of go off into like the tag team sector because they really need some tag team help, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the program because it's just pitiful what they're doing with the WWE Raw tag team titles. It's a shame.
well, for one thing, I don't think it's gonna go that way. Really, real for Garza and Andrade. Really, I thought it's gonna lead up to like a little dispute, maybe. Yeah, I can see. I say about maybe a little dispute, probably, but maybe have like a match or two, maybe or something like that. Or you could be right, tag team titles or something like that. So I don't know. We'll see where they're gonna be at for now. So
All right, on the main program, we have the triple threat tag team match, the Iconics, Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss against their old school tag team name, the Hug and Boss Connection.
that's a really what they call themselves, the role models.
The role models now. I love them. I love their interaction in the ring. I love the just the flamboyance of and the just attitude of Bailey. Bailey just trips me out.
Honestly, I thought that Iconics gonna win it, man. You know,
I actually did too.
I mean, and then if Iconics would have won, they could have made history actually, being the first tag team to ever bring the tag team champions to both sides of the brand. I mean, when they first won the tag team title, they were the only tag team from SmackDown who brought the tag team titles to them. I mean, the Kabuki Warriors, no, not Kabuki, but like Bliss and Cross were the first tag team to bring titles to Raw, but like Iconics could have been the first tag team to do to like both brands, but you know how Bailey, the role models, Bailey and Banks, man, they proved me wrong. But
Right,
it's pretty obvious the reason why they retained the titles, really. But
right. And it's gonna be a great match on NXT. With Tegan Knox,
see, not some shots of Blackheart,
Shotzi
yeah.
Blackheart. Wait a minute, I just hit mention Shotzi Blackheart. I take it back. It's not gonna be a good match. They're gonna walk the dog with those two. I really don't like the fact that it's too thrown together of a tag team. If they had said Dakota Kai and Gonzalez, I would have been like, oh yeah, that's really good or something. But Tegan and Shotzi Blackheart, it doesn't even match as a tag team. They haven't been doing anything together except for maybe a little bit lately. But the
What are you,
women,
what are you, what are you, what are, hold on, what are you talking about? Look, they won the match at Takeover. They've been teaming up for weeks against Dakota Kai and
yeah, I
Raquel.
said a little bit lately.
I went a little bit later. That was like weeks, but that was like a month ago. How are you missing NXT this much?
I'm not missing
What are you,
NXT that much. It's just
they've been
yeah,
teaming.
just being together for a month don't make you just great. I like Raquel and Dakota Kai because they've been together for a while. They've been together,
Raquel Gonzalez barely had a match since she
but
teamed up
they've
with
been
Dakota.
together for a
I
while.
don't mean that. That's like Dodger Kovac and Keith Lee, man. Well, actually, that's nowhere near like Dodger Kovac and Keith Lee, but still, like,
But you had great interaction back and forth between both women, both all women in the match. Great wheelbarrow into a knee by Bailey and Sasha Banks at one point in the match. Uh, Twisted Bliss, but Sasha Banks got the win with the rollover.
and they really gotta start ending tag team match, especially tag team championship matches. So with a roll up or something like that. Like, man, can you just have it with a straight 1, 2, 3, no roll ups or anything to it? Like, man,
Well, I can see it more in a triple threat match because it kind of match where you have to get a quick win to get out of there with the title. I don't like it with the 2-on-2 straight up match, but with the triple threat, you kind of trying to hurry up and do anything you can to get out of there with the belt. So I can understand
okay,
that.
but she could have just threw Alexa Bliss outside the ring and then just pinned one of the iconics.
Well, that's too cliche now. And then another thing about that is you don't want the iconics to look. You're just trying to kind of build them up a little bit, so you don't want them to look too weak by giving them the pin. You really don't want them to take the pin in the match.
Okay, they do realize like Alexa and Bailey kept. I mean, Alexa and Nikki has been like losing like for a while now. So
It doesn't hurt Alexis and Nikki Cross to lose.
whatever,
Uh,
whatever.
it doesn't. All right, what's your feelings on and give me a breakdown of the Jeff Hardy and Sheamus match?
Well, for one thing, I knew Sheamus was gonna win. For one thing, I mean, let's be honest, Sheamus, that's the man right there. First of all, Joe Hardy, no offense, man. Look, you did everything. You did all you can, man. You got your good accolades and stuff like that, but man, Sheamus. I mean, it was a really good match actually. I mean, to be honest, at one point, I did thought Joe Hardy was gonna win. I was like, oh man, Joe Hardy can win.
Oh, it's better than I thought it was
Because
already.
like, man, Sheamus kept on toying with the man. I'm like, Sheamus, man, just put the man, like, just finally do something, man. This man just said toying with Joe Hardy. I'm thinking like, oh man, Joe Hardy can win. I just match for toying with him. It's like, dude, all of a sudden, when he came out with that bro kick outside the ring, I was like, oh, it's over. It's over, man. First of all, why did he always do that stunt anyway? That stunt when he always like do that little run on the rim of the barricade when he know he gonna doing it. He always like it's like the track record of him doing that. He always messes up. So,
Well, he used to mess up when he was younger. He always used to hit it when he was younger.
younger. But like of all the time he did lately, even if it was back a decade ago, It's something always go wrong every time you do that move.
Well, he's the modern day Ric Flair. Ric Flair always roll up, get on the top rope.
Uh, yeah.
But good match. Great story. Great ring psychology by both of them. With the brute force of Sheamus against the guy who's just trying to come back and redeem himself with Jeff Hardy. Um, good just beating him down. I mean, he just beat him down the whole match, and I enjoyed watching it, man. Great great sequence at the end. You had the swanton, foot on the rope. Like my boy said, Randle rails and got kicked in the face. And thrown back in the ring and another kick in the face.
It was a good thing that Sheamus had got over finally. I mean, like, in a way, Jeff Hardy really got over most of the
He
upcoming
did
week.
get over more in the feud. So
Like, Sheamus only got over like twice, really. So,
yeah.
but
This match here to me was the disappointment of the night.
I wasn't disappointed, really. I mean, it wouldn't even hurt my feelings if the other one would have won. But Raw Women's Championship match, Oscar versus Nia Jax, and just like I just said, I don't think it would hurt my feelings even Nia Jax even won the title, even though I knew that she wasn't gonna win it. But the fact that it really ended really shortly, and to end it by a double countout, um, it makes sense only because like they try to make Nia Jax look strong and stuff like that, and lead up to another match pretty much for Extreme Rules. So I'm not too upset about it honestly, even though like I was kind of shocked, but I'm not too upset about it. So I'm gonna leave you on this one first.
Yeah, it was disappointing. Great psychology in this match. We always talk about, there's no ring psychology anymore. Great ring psychology. Great job by Oscar leading the match, because you can tell she kind of led the match and kind of slowed things down. She allowed Nia Jax to use her power. Great submission hold. Trying to work the submissions, but showing how powerful Nia Jax is and how much of a force she is by getting out of those holes and just ragdolling her around. But I think it was kind of dumb at the end to just get that count out like that when Nia Jax could have just came in the ring, came out there and just she'd been manhandling her the whole match. She could have manhandled her enough to get her back in the ring. But, like I said, like you said, they're probably using it for another time or whatever like that.
It didn't hurt my feelings for 1 second, really. I mean,
I think it bring the score of the card down to me. It brought the score of the card down.
I mean, the match should have a lot more longer than me, but and honestly, man, Nia Jax can't even afford to take the loss anyway. So like, even if she did take the count out loss,
Oh, she definitely could afford to take the loss.
she can afford to.
The way she been effing up lately.
She can't really take like a count out loss because like, even though it would make sense she'd start complaining about saying like, hey, I only won by count out, like you didn't really beat me and stuff like that. But either way,
Man,
it still worked out.
the way she been passing out potatoes lately, she can afford to lose and get her tail sent back to NXT. And I ain't talking about NXT to Ralphs, I'm talking about to the Performance Center. That's a story for another time, I suppose.
You do realize they wrestle in the Performance Center right now, right?
Yeah, but they train at the Performance Center too. Because you see all those folks out there who don't reach NXT television.
Actually, saw the folks do.
Yeah, I said some.
That's true.
Not all. I said some. There are some folks that's not out there. Speaking of, what the guy name from India, Masur, the guy who was undefeated Masur, the guy that's undefeated in India. Why does he ever wrestle?
I don't even know who you're talking. Are you talking about Mansoor?
Yeah, Mansoor. Why does he ever wrestle?
I mean, he's only meant for like Saudi Arabia shows.
So what? He's a Saudi Arabian John Cena?
Yeah.
God dang.
I mean, they're gonna plan on using him for anything. So
I mean, does he got like a contract that says you can only wrestle in India?
You mean Saudi Arabia?
Saudi Arabia? What else?
I guess.
Excuse the disrespect to y'all, folks from India and Saudi Arabia. My apologies.
Yeah. Moving on with Backlash. We got the Universal Champion, Braun
Yeah.
Strowman, defending the title against none other
You gonna rub
than,
me again, I'm gonna lash your back.
well, you lost to me, so technically.
Yeah, that didn't sound right. But anyway,
Braun Strowman defended the Universal Championship against none other the MCMIG and what was it, Jizzle Drip Drip?
but
The Miz and John Morrison.
Miz and John Morrison, first of all,
That was pretty good actually. It was pretty good for a handicap match to be honest.
it was actually pretty good for a handicap
But
match.
yeah, like
I thought it was gonna be a lot of foolishness, but it was actually pretty good.
yeah, I mean honestly, John Morrison and Miz did bring it to Braun Strowman. I'm not gonna lie, they brought it to him. However, I had a feeling like that one spot where like Miz pretty much like pulled John Morrison off of Strowman, which they really could have won the title right there. But I mean, like Miz kind of got pretty much selfish, pretty much for the Universal title for him to be the champion. But you know the rules apparently for the rules, they have to do the co-champion rule ever since like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. But like ever since then, when it comes to a handicap match for a single title, you know whoever gets the pin, they become the champion.
Well, that's the thing they brought on them today without them, in quotes, not knowing at the last minute. I think was a good idea. Plus, they need to go ahead and split. They're not going to do anything with those two guys. They might as well split those two from each other, Miz and Morrison. Yes, they have a lot of chemistry. The match was really good. John Morrison used a lot of their parkour. Miz, outstanding work in the ring. You can say what you want to say about Miz. Miz is a hard worker, and he's light years from what he used to be in the ring. And you just can't say how great John Morrison was in this match. And Braun Strowman just did his usual and all that kind of stuff.
First of all, man, you gotta give respect to the Universal Champion. I mean, that match just fought against two other men.
Like I said, he did his usual and all this stuff.
Braun Strowman, man, he's the man. You know, still have Otis in the background lurking with the Money in the Bank briefcase along with Mandy Rose on the side. But
Otis gonna lose that case.
Moving forward,
we'll talk about that on another program. What we believe about that, but I feel like he's gonna lose that case. But on to the next match.
Back to back. First of all, I was surprised they did a back to back world title match, but the WWE title match between Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley, which I said
great opening segment of that match.
I think it came off a little too strong with like all this to like have him get manhandled the whole match, but then again, it did also it made both of them look strong, really. I mean, Lashley about how vicious and how much he was hard working, like how much he was working hard to get this opportunity after 13 years, and like it also made McIntyre strong to come back.
Right, the desperation of coming back, kicking out at the 1 count,
pretty much all that.
Oh, did you see that dang belly to belly into that into the
I know, to the barricade.
To the barricade. That was a rough one there. I think he was kind of tired. He couldn't get the whole rotation in, but he got enough of it to hit him. You can tell Bobby got a little winded at one time or got off balance, but he lifted him up on his shoulders to kind of throw him into the post, and he kind of fell over, but he played it off and like he meant to dump him on the ground. And got a little wind a little bit on his knees while MVP, and good job by MVP of covering that up, and good job by Bobby. Like they'll stay there and taunt him in his face for a second too, and then he picked him up and put him into the post.
I mean, we don't. Well, most people don't give credit to managers, but man,
that's a good job.
Gotta give credit to MVP a little
bit. Yeah, MVP he played it off for him.
He put a little part. He said he did exactly what he said he was gonna do, play a big part in the match, even though it didn't go exactly the way we thought. But well, let's be honest, we all knew what was gonna happen anyway.
I'm not gonna lie, I really felt that Bobby was gonna get the win, but I don't mind him losing in this way because it makes neither party look weak. I don't mind Galloway winning like Lord McIntyre. I'm thinking I'm back in TNA. I don't mind him winning like this to a certain extent. It didn't make him look any weaker or whatever like that. I think it was a good match. Oh man, Great submission hold at one point. Did you see the spear got rolled over into the
I did see
to
the spear.
Kimura?
I did see the spear.
Oh man, that was a good one. I
Yeah.
mean, there were a lot of good moments in that match.
I mean, and none like end of the match with having poor old Lana, as you like to call her.
Atlanta.
Lana,
Yeah,
came
Atlanta
out,
came down there.
showing a little tan off and stuff like that. Of course, getting distracted the referee by saying that to my cheating and stuff like that. And shut up, first of all. That's just no. And having like, why is she still here? First of all,
Right. I think she should have asked for a release. I don't know. I don't know how Russo, and I'm not gonna say how their family dynamic is, but I can see myself leaving a wrestling company and my wife's still in that wrestling company. I'm like, man, you guys to come on too.
I mean, like it's just like
Because and plus they're not doing anything with her
it's only for
anyway.
the wrestler. What you gonna do? Lose like in a couple of seconds each match or something?
Right.
Whatever.
She's not doing anything there anyway. All she's doing is screaming every week, on television.
Either way, she played a huge role in that part by screwing Bobby Lash over for the opportunity. But I can see Stream Rule. I was gonna say maybe McIntyre might move on, but I doubt it because I feel like
Yeah, it's gonna be a rematch. It was too good of a match.
yeah.
Actually, I would give that match a B plus. Only because a few small little um a few small little mistakes. Just a few small ones, but I like the way they covered them up.
Either way, but congratulations to Drew McIntyre retaining the
And
title.
I don't even want Street Profits
Next up,
and Viking Raiders. This idiocy.
or as I like to call this, the Viking Profits. I think the Street Raiders would be more better, to be honest. Right. So pretty much, it was a. Now I'm not gonna lie. Someone over here doesn't like cinematic stuff, but I think actually it was the funniest cinematic situation I ever had.
See,
Really,
this kind of idiocy that made people not take wrestling serious.
I thought it was pretty funny and creative.
I'll give this crap a F. I really do. This was just crap. This is like some AEW crap.
But fans like AEW though.
I'm not saying everything AEW does is crap, but that's like when they go out to. I don't like it when on wrestling they go out to be funny, go out and be above and beyond to be funny. Now you do something that just so happen to be funny, okay, but when you go out of the way to be funny or do something funny, it's not funny. It's like tell you for instance, if you walk through a store and you see somebody slip and fall and throw their stuff in the air and stuff like that, you be like, oh man, that junk funny. But if you see somebody and he looking around to see, and all of a sudden they're like, okay, and they slip down just to look around and see if somebody watching and do it, it's like, all right, it's not funny. You're just trying to be funny.
Taking this way too hard, man. Like, no.
So this was, I thought the match was gonna be like a similar match. Now I thought it was gonna be a similar match. They were gonna fight it out, all over the parking lot, wherever in the backstage or whatever. But it ended up being just a big comedy thing where all of a sudden you got shields and axes and golf clubs and bowling balls
and turkey legs
and all this. All of a sudden, then you break out, you put all the weapons down, you fight. You got to, all right, who is gonna get hit in the nut with some balls? I mean, get hit in the ball with a bowling pin, a bowling ball. Then turn around, you crash through a window.
You got me. That took a lot, man. I mean, most of
that. If I'm crashing through the window with you, I'm not gonna spend time sitting there talking to you, being cool with you about it. That what made it just cheap. Because then you go outside ninjas. Really?
To be honest, I ain't gonna lie. To be honest, when the motorcycles came around, I thought it was like gonna be like random tag team that never be used at all. Just show up and like, I thought that was gonna be. When I found there was an uneven amount of people, I was like, oh, that's how Tozawa. And I was like, Tozawa, like bringing out. I thought he was gonna have like a tag team partner or something like that, but instead, like, man, like it was just all one big comedy though.
Yeah, ninjas, Then the big giant, what my fella name is from
I
NXT.
just know his name is Jordan, but man.
Yeah, from the Performance Center, they had him in a giant ninja uniform. All of a sudden, they run again. Oh, then they do some kooky stuff. They jump in the garbage can. Next thing you know, the referee shows, oh, you're supposed to be having a match and you're cute.
Rev Jess. Hey, Rev Jess played a good part, I swear.
And you're not so much. Come on, guys.
The fact that had Ivar like do all these like flashbacks, man, it was pretty funny to be
That
honest.
was idiocy too.
With the turkey legs and all the women saying that he was pretty cute, but Eric wasn't and stuff like that, man. Rev Jess played a good part again.
I mean, that's a L. That would bring that was gonna bring the car level, the car grade down a lot. I mean, it was idiocy.
I liked it. I liked it. I'll give it a B.
That was oh,
I mean, I give it, man, because like it made
and I said
it's called. Look, this is not called. This is not called. This is not WCW World Class Wrestling.
this is
Okay,
not
this is
Saturday
called.
Night Live.
This is World Wrestling Entertainment. You see that? Entertainment.
And I was not entertained.
And guess what?
I was not entertained by this crap.
It was called World Wrestling Entertainment. It's not. This is like Vince cares. This is like Vince actually cares. The only thing Vince McMahon cares about is Vince McMahon and his family. This is like he cares about the fans.
He act like he don't care about the family. Sometimes he acting like he don't leave. He don't care about the product that he's leaving with them.
Well, that's true, but still, it's called World Wrestling Entertainment. That's all the.
And I told you this when we were doing test runs, because we've been doing test runs for the last couple of weeks on what our program was going to be like. And I had said when these folks were during WrestleMania season, I saw the cinematic matches. I said when these folks start doing cinematic matches, WWE don't know how to stop. They're gonna keep on doing them once or twice every month. And what do you know? They've been doing it once a month almost. And it's just getting ridiculous. But let's go here to the greatest match ever.
So we're talking about Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Ric Flair.
We're talking about Ricky Dragon Steamboat and Macho Man Randy Savage.
Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels.
Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle.
Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle in the Iron Man match.
Are we talking about Dory Funk Jr. and Jack Briscoe?
John Cena versus CM Punk and Money in the Bank.
Oh, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk.
I hate this fact for me to say this, but I will say John Cena versus The Rock the first time. I guess.
What? I like The Rock now. I ain't gonna say that was a great match.
It was pretty good match, a little bit. Okay. How about this? End of an era between Triple H versus Undertaker.
I will say Samoa Joe, Chris Daniels, AJ Styles, Triple Threat.
That's not better than so Edge versus Randy Orton. You got the Rated R Superstar versus the Viper. They like to say legends call it the greatest wrestling match. However, it's just WWE call it the greatest wrestling match ever. Really.
How do you feel about the piped in noise?
I knew who was gonna say that. Really, I think it added pretty. I think it was good. Okay, to bring up all the hype and stuff about it. They made so much hype about this match, and so they try to make this match more and more exciting by adding in. I liked it. So
it takes away some of my points for the match.
I liked it just because they try to hype the match up a lot more, which I did like. Because since they were making so much of a big deal about it, they were like, okay, well, that's a good thing. They added more crowd noise to make it seem more hyped up and stuff like that.
I think it takes away from. I'm gonna take away a couple fractions of some points for that because they didn't actually need it. The match was actually, and I have to admit, it's not the greatest match ever.
It was pretty good though.
But it was the best match on the card. I will admit it was the best match of the card. That, and I say Lashley will be the second. Lashley and Drew McIntyre will be the second.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Yeah. Great match. You had the first part of the match where you had Randy Orton clowning around with him, not clowning around, but basically making him look like a fool and out wrestling him. You had Edge finally getting some get back, but later on, Randy Orton just took over for pretty much the rest of the match. And you can see beautiful ring psychology. beautiful ring awareness and great wrestling ability by both guys. Scientific wrestling is not either guy's strong point, but they went and broke it back down to each. And I like the flurries where they use. They went back to the greatest wrestlers and they started using some of their moves during the match, like the Three Amigos.
Ankle slam.
Yeah, the angle slam, um, the rock bottom.
The pedigree.
Yeah, kill switch.
I did like that. That's pretty much it, yo.
But I did like the fact that they did bring back the punt.
Yeah, that was see, look, I even said say I like whether take an underhand attack or something by Randy or either way he was gonna win.
Yeah, I kind of felt like he was gonna win.
I thought he was gonna, I mean even if you do win straight up, I just say I didn't want it in a if you talk about the greatest wrestling match ever, I would say like he got to end clean, but like it's Randy Orton, so I said what can you do really?
Yeah,
So
I kind of felt like it wasn't going to end clean, clean. It was going to be a just straight out clean. I really think the match should have ended sooner, like the part where he hit him with the first RKO.
I thought it was gonna end with the second RKO.
I really thought he should have won it there the first one.
I thought he was gonna end it with the second RKO when he hit him. I thought Edge was gonna win with the when he did the two straight spears, didn't he?
Yeah, it was two straight.
Yeah, when he did two straight spears, I thought that was gonna be all. That's gonna be it. I was like, oh, it's not kicked out. Then when he hit the second RKO, I thought, oh, that's it. And also, this man had a lot of resilience in him, man.
But the only thing I just hate about stuff like that, it goes back to today's wrestling. People don't protect each other's finishing moves enough, and I think finishing moves should be protected. And I just feel like people shouldn't do each other finishing moves like that, make it look weaker than what they really are. But because of the piped in crowd noise,
and because of the fact he used the punt,
I did like bringing that back from
to me, like
old school order.
You know what I'm saying? Like to me, like for example, like not trying to get off track, but like when Adam Cole uses the Panama, what it was the Panama Sunrise, and then use like the last shot. The fact he used the last shot like 15 million times, often they kick out. Like the Panama Sunrise, like the last resort, 1, 2, 3, and that's it. But really now he just do like Panama Sunrise, then the last shot,
right,
and like that,
right.
So like the fact that Randy Orton did like 2 RKO, Edge kicked out, and knowing that like Edge might kick out for a third RKO, man, use the most lethal weapon that pretty much could injure somebody really, which actually did injure somebody, the punt.
All right, but because of the piped in crowd noise, I'm gonna have to take it down a couple of fractions from an A plus to an A.
I give it an A.
Yeah, this may be actually close. If this is not a 5-star match, it's close to it. Meltzer need to get off his high horse and quit kissing Kenny Omega and some of these folks' tail, man. Go ahead and give it up. That was actually, if it wasn't a 5-star match, it was pretty dang close.
I'll say 4.5. So
everybody 4 and 3/4. I mean, it was really, really dang close.
Hey, I mean, overall for the overall show,
I've seen weaker matches Dave Meltzer gave 5 stars to.
Of course, yeah. It's Dave Meltzer, man. Because all the 2 people in wrestling I don't like, build wrestling thing, it's Dave Meltzer. We jump on that. We all know that.
Hey, get off my boy Jim.
Either way, for me, the whole show, I'll give it like a B minus, honestly, man. Because I ain't gonna lie, I think the 3, really, I really shouldn't say, but really the kickoff match was pretty good too. So I would say the Orton, the greatest wrestling match ever was pretty good, along with the WWE Championship match and the United States title, which means Raw actually dominated at Backlash really more than SmackDown did.
Well, to me, the Andrade and Apollo Crew match probably got a B minus. I gave Oscar and the other young lady a C, only because of the double count out. The women's match at the beginning, actually they got a B also for a good entry. But the thing that really just killed me during the program was that daggone that cinema match. It's an L. That was an L, and they brought the score down to pay per view.
I get a B.
And so I give the score to pay per view a C minus.
I give it a B
for foolishness.
I give it a B. I think I said,
Foolishness like that doesn't belong on a program like that.
well,
So they got to see mine.
part of that foolishness is the Firefly Funhouse match, the Boneyard match. Yeah, that's all over plenty of foolishness that happened.
Boneyard match actually was taken seriously, even though it was cinematography. It was kind of taken seriously.
It was really good, actually.
And even though the Money in the Bank one had some comical moments, it had moments where it was being taken seriously.
Now, that was my favorite cinematic match, actually. I'm not gonna lie, hey, Boneyard was really good when I first saw it, man.
Gargano and Ciampa was long, very long, but it was taken seriously. If you're gonna do cinema matches, at least take it seriously. Now you can dash in some comedy if you want to, and that's no problem, but at least take it seriously. And that stuff with the Street Profits was not serious at all. But if you have anything that you want to any questions or any advice that you would like to give us, or any kind of shout outs you would like to give, write to us at CWR at gmail.com. Also visit us on Twitter with CWR, Instagram CWR, and just any questions you would like to ask. Also, we'd like to thank you for visiting us this evening. We would like to ask you, please, smash those likes, and just like Hulk and Braun Strowman, put your hands on those strikes. Y'all like that, didn't?
No.
And give a shout out to my girl Blackbird, the Bantu Queen, who's sponsoring the show today, Bantu Queen, and on all musical platforms today. Do you like anything? You have anything else to say, my brother?
Jim Cornette sucks. Okay. Just say Jim Cornette. I don't like you, man. You just with a lot of people, man. I just don't like you.
Jim, I apologize for my son. My son will be getting a whipping, and we'll be put on. No, I can't even say it. I think I'm gonna ground him for about like 2 weeks for that.
Dave Meltzer.
Oh, Dave Meltzer. He just got off of being grounded. Since he brought up something about Dave Meltzer. Yeah. Get your head out of folks' tails, man. And be like you used to. I don't know what you gotta get WWE, that's fine. If you don't like a certain type of wrestling. But you're not gonna tell me out of the whole year of wrestling in WWE, there are no 5-star matches on the WWE main roster. We're trying to be popular with the young crowd. I know you give some 5-star matches to NXT, but come on, there are a couple on the main roster too. Come on, man. All right. But with that being said, we're out. We love you people. Y'all keep doing y'all thing out there in the world. Be free, y'all. From your co-host Mike Randle and we'll be in you. Goodbye.